हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम बैक। हम आ गए हैं अपने नए वीडियो के साथ और आप सभी का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है इस नए वीडियो में। आज हम लोग सीखेंगे कि वर्टिकली अपोजिट एंगल्स क्या होते हैं, पैरेलल लाइंस और इंटरसेक्टिंग लाइंस किन्हें कहते हैं, और जब दो पैरेलल लाइंस को एक ट्रांसवर्सल लाइन इंटरसेक्ट करती है तो कितने एंगल्स बनते हैं, उनकी क्या प्रॉपर्टीज़ होती हैं। तो आइए शुरू करते हैं, लेकिन उससे पहले एक रिक्वेस्ट आपसे करूंगा। अगर आपने अभी तक इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो प्लीज़ इसे सब्सक्राइब करें। और ये शायद एकमात्र ऐसा चैनल है जहां आप अपने मनपसंद वीडियोस जिस टॉपिक पर चाहें आप हमसे कहकर उस टॉपिक पर वीडियो प्राप्त कर सकते हैं। सो प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब द चैनल एंड कमेंट इन द बॉक्सेस। ओके, चलिए अब हम लोग बात करते हैं वर्टिकली अपोजिट एंगल्स क्या होते हैं। वर्टिकली अपोजिट एंगल्स, वर्टिकली अपोजिट एंगल्स का ऐसा पेयर होता है जो एक वर्टेक्स के अपोजिट साइड में बनता है। इसीलिए नेम से ही क्लियर हो जाता है कि ऐसे दो एंगल्स जो किसी वर्टेक्स के अपोजिट साइड्स में फॉर्म होते हैं उन्हें वर्टिकली अपोजिट एंगल्स कहते हैं। वर्टिकली अपोजिट एंगल्स का फिगर दिखाने से पहले या बताने से पहले मैं आपसे इंटरसेक्टिंग लाइंस के बारे में बात करता हूं। आप जानते हैं एक स्ट्रेट लाइन और दूसरी स्ट्रेट लाइन अगर एक दूसरे को इंटरसेक्ट करती हैं, काटती हैं, किसी एक पॉइंट पर वो दोनों मिलती हैं तो उन लाइंस को हम इंटरसेक्टिंग लाइंस कहते हैं। और ये जो पॉइंट होता है जिस पॉइंट पे ये एक दूसरे को कट कर रही हैं, लेट अस नेम इट एज O. द लाइंस आर L and M. This point is known as point of intersection where these two lines are intersecting. Okay, so you can see on this point four angles are formed: angle 1, angle 2, angle 3 and angle 4. If we have 4 points on these lines named A, B and C, D. Line AB intersects line CD at point O. 4 angles are formed. First angle is angle BOD, angle 1. Second angle is angle AOD, angle 2. Third angle is angle AOC and the fourth angle formed is angle BOC. So you can see angle 2 and angle 4 both are formed on same vertex but on the opposite sides of the vertex. So these angles, angle 2, angle 4 are vertically opposite angles. And the property of this kind of angles is that vertically opposite angles are always equal. Okay? Vertically opposite angles are always equal. If angle 2 is 40 degrees or 140 degrees, then angle 4 is also 140 degrees. If angle 2 is 130 degrees, then angle 4 will be equal to 130 degrees. Is that clear? Now, we can see that AB is a straight line and OD is a ray standing on this straight line AB. Okay? So, from our last video, we can recall whenever a ray stands on a straight line, whenever a ray stands on a straight line, then the two adjacent angles form a linear pair. So angle BOD and angle AOD are forming a linear pair, and you know the property of linear pair. The sum of these two angles will be 180 degree. Is that clear? So by linear pair property, angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 180 degree. Now that we have assumed that angle 2 measures 140 degrees, so angle 1 plus 140 degrees equals 180 degrees. Okay? So the measure of angle 1 will be equal to 180 minus 140, that is 40 degrees. Okay? So we have found the measure of angle 1. Yeah? Now since vertically opposite angles are equal, so angle 2 will be equal to angle 4. Therefore angle 2 equal angle 4 is 140 degrees, and similarly angle 1 is vertically opposite to angle 3. So angle 1 is equal to angle 3, that is angle 1 is 40 degree. Okay, so this is vertically opposite angles. Now again, can we recall what are intersecting lines? Whenever two lines are meeting each other at some point, then those lines are known as intersecting lines. And you must remember that two distinct lines can only meet each other at a single point. There will be no other common point in two lines. Okay? Either they will meet at one point or they will meet nowhere. दो इंटरसेक्टिंग लाइंस केवल एक ही पॉइंट पर मीट कर सकती हैं, उनका एक ही इंटरसेक्शन पॉइंट हो सकता है. इज दैट क्लियर? सो these two intersecting lines are forming four angles and two pairs of vertically opposite angles. Angle 1 is vertically opposite to angle 3 and angle 2 and angle 4 are vertically opposite angles. And the property of vertically opposite angles is that vertically opposite angles are always equal. Is that clear? Come on. Now we are going to talk about parallel lines. What are parallel lines? Parallel lines. If there are two lines in a plane, that is both lines are lying in the same plane. Okay? Suppose this board is a plane and two lines lie in this plane. First line is line AB and second line is line CD. Okay? So we know that lines go endlessly in both sides, in both directions. Can these two lines ever meet each other? क्या ये दो lines आपस में कभी meet कर सकती हैं? We will soon find out. But how? That is the problem. हम कैसे पता लगाएंगे whether these lines are parallel lines or not? Yeah? If these two lines are going endlessly forward, okay, then will they meet each other? Yes or no? For that purpose, to find out if they are parallel lines or not, we draw a line intersecting both these lines. अगर हमें ये पता करना है कि ये दोनों लाइंस पैरेलल लाइंस हैं या नहीं हैं, तो हम एक ऐसी लाइन ड्रॉ करेंगे जो इन दोनों लाइंस को इंटरसेक्ट कर रही हो. ओके? दिस लाइन इज नोन एज ट्रांसवर्सल लाइन. व्हाट? ट्रांसवर्सल लाइन और simply transversal. Now you can see there are four angles between these two lines formed by intersection of these two lines with this transversal. Okay? This angle is angle 1. Suppose we name it as angle 1. This angle is angle 2. This angle may be angle 3, and this last angle is named as angle 4. Okay. So the main thing is, if we find the sum of these two angles on the same side of transversal, okay, that is angle 1 plus angle 4, and if their sum, suppose S, is less than 180 degrees, okay, we add these two angles, angle 1 and angle 4, and if their sum is less than 180 degrees, then those lines will meet on that side somewhere, okay. And if the sum of these two angles, angle 1 plus angle 4, that is suppose S dash, is greater than 180 degree, then on this side these lines will never meet, but they will meet on the other side. Yeah, this has to be remembered. Okay. अगर हम इन दोनों लाइंस के सेम साइड वाले एंगल्स को ऐड करें एंड उनका सम 180 डिग्री से कम आता है, तो वो दोनों लाइंस उस साइड में कहीं ना कहीं एक्सटेंड करने पर मीट करेंगी, डेफिनेटली मीट करेंगी, और तब ये दोनों लाइंस इंटरसेक्टिंग लाइंस होंगी. इज दैट क्लियर? ओके. Similarly, we can find the sum of angle 2 and angle 3. इसी तरह से angle 2 plus angle 3 हम find कर सकते हैं. And suppose इनका sum आया as double dash. The same conditions will arise here. ये as double dash या तो greater than 180 होगा या less than 180 होगा. Suppose if this is less than 180, then the lines will meet on this side. Okay. If we extend these lines, then these lines will certainly meet somewhere if the sum of these two angles is less than 180 degrees. So this is the theory of intersecting lines. And suppose the third case arises that the sum of these two angles is 180 degree. What happens then? Okay. So it is to be remembered, if the sum of angle 1 and angle 4 is equal to 180 degrees, or angle 2 plus angle 3 is equal to 180 degrees, then the lines are parallel. The lines are parallel lines. Okay. So simply we have to draw an intersecting line and we will add the angles, interior angles on the same side of this intersecting line. If their sum is less than 180 degree or greater than 180 degree, then those lines are intersecting lines. And if their sum is exactly equal to 180 degrees, then the lines will be parallel lines. Okay, come on. Now we move further. Again, we take these two lines. Suppose PQ and the other line is RS. Okay. Now, this is a transversal T. PQ is parallel to RS and T is transversal. So friends, now how many angles are being formed? Actually, in this case, this line intersects first line and second line at 2 points. Name it as T and M. let's say. So at point T, 4 angles are being formed, okay, and at point M, 4 other angles are being formed. Now have a look at these angles. Angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, angle 4. Similarly, angle 5, angle 6, angle 7 and angle 8. Vertically opposite angles are marked with equal number of lines, like 1 and 3 are vertically opposite angles, so we have marked them with a single line, okay. Angle 2 and angle 4 are vertically opposite angles, we have marked them with double line. Similarly, angle 5 and 7 are marked with single line, and 6 and 8 are marked with double line. Is that clear? So now 3 types of angles are formed here, okay. What are these 3 types of angles? We will name them now. The first type of angles are known as corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. Actually, only names will not do here, okay. We have to identify which angles are corresponding angles. Can you see this angle? This angle is being formed in the upper side of line PQ and to the left side of transversal. So this position can be named as upper left, okay. Now in these 4 angles, which angle is upper left? Up to RS and left to transversal, that is angle 5. So upper left angle, these angles 1 and 5 are corresponding angles, okay. And not only this, you can see angle 2 is upper right angle. Similarly, angle 6 is also upper right angle. So angle 2 and angle 6 are also corresponding angles. Angle 1 corresponds to angle 5, angle 2 corresponds to angle 6. What about this angle number 3? This angle is formed below the line and to the right side, below right. Similarly, angle 7 is being formed on right side to the transversal and below the parallel line. Is that clear? So this angle is corresponding to angle 3. Angle 3 and angle 7 are corresponding angles. What is left now? Angle 8 is left and angle 4. So angle 4 corresponds to angle 8. So now there are 4 pairs of corresponding angles. Is that clear? And what is their property? If, remember this, if this line PQ is parallel to RS, rule, if and only if PQ is parallel to RS and T is transversal, then corresponding angles are equal. Corresponding angles are equal in measurement, okay. So if angle 1 is 120 degree, then angle 5 will also be 120 degree. Upper left, corresponding angles, equal angles, okay. Corresponding angles are equal if these two lines are parallel lines, and vice versa. The opposite of this is If these two angles are not equal, then the lines are not parallel. Is that clear? So, if these lines are parallel, the corresponding angles will be equal. If corresponding angles are equal, then lines will be parallel. If these lines are not parallel, then corresponding angles are not equal. And opposite of that, if corresponding angles are not equal, then these lines are not parallel. So simple it is. Just give a little attention to what I say, okay? If these angles are equal, then the lines are parallel. If they are not equal, lines are not parallel. Okay, one thing. And other thing, if the lines are parallel, angles will be equal, corresponding angles. If the lines are not parallel, corresponding angles will not be equal. Is that clear? So this is first kind of angles known as corresponding angles. Now we will talk about other kind of angles which are formed when a transversal intersects two parallel lines. Have a look at this. Angle 3 and angle 5. What are their positions? Angle 3 is formed below the line and angle 5 is formed above the line, while angle 3 is to the right of transversal and angle 5 is to the left of transversal. Is that clear? So you can clearly see the position of these two angles is exactly opposite to each other. Yes, angle 3 and angle 5, these are formed on opposite positions. So angle 3 and angle 5 are called alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. Okay. Angle 3, angle 5. Similarly, angle 4 and angle 6. Angle 4 is formed below the line. Angle 6 is formed above the line. Angle 4 is to the left of transversal. Angle 6 lies to the right of transversal. So angle 4 and angle 6 are alternate interior angles. Now that we have identified our alternate interior angles, we will find out what is their property. Okay. It is also simple. Alternate interior angles are always equal if with a condition. Alternate interior angles are equal if the lines are parallel. Okay. If the lines are not parallel, then what will happen? Alternate interior angles will not be equal. Okay. So if PQ is parallel to RS, then angle 3 is equal to angle 5 and angle 4 is equal to angle 6 when the lines are parallel. If the lines are not parallel, these angles will not be equal, and vice versa. If angles are equal, that means lines are parallel. If the angles are not equal, that means lines are not parallel. So simple it is. Now we come back to the point that we discussed in the starting of this topic, whether two lines are intersecting lines or parallel lines. So you can see this is like a street, an alley. Okay. When these two lines are there and this is a line which barricades the route or blocks the route, this is like a road. We are going inside this road, and because the road is blocked, we can turn from here, okay, and come back out. So while going inside and coming back out, we have two angles, angle 4 and angle 5. that we have met. Okay, so these angles, as you know, are formed in the interior of these lines and to the same side of transversal. So these angles are called co-interior angles. What? Co-interior angles, or we can say interior angles on the same side of transversal, on the same side of transversal. Okay, so angle 4 and 5 are interior angles on the same side of transversal. Also, angle 3 and angle 6 are interior angles on the same side of transversal. Now, what is their property? The property is simple. Angle 4 plus angle 5, that is the sum of co-interior angles, will always be equal to 180 degrees only if, again, only if the lines are parallel. Similarly, angle 3 plus angle 6 will be equal to 180 degrees when line PQ is parallel to line RS. Is that clear? So friends, this class is over now. It was a very difficult topic that I managed to tell you in simple way, and I hope you will like it. Please like the video and see you in the next video. Thanks.